Ooh, my hair's a mess. God, let me fix that. Right. Hi, how are you? It's Simranjeet Mann here, and I think this may be my last video of the year. Don't worry, it's not my last video ever, just the last one of the year. And I want to talk a little bit about New Year's resolutions. Let's just jump straight into it. So essentially, I have typically struggled with New Year's resolutions. I started making my first ones I think 2-3 years ago, and I'd make them in a notes app on my phone, and I honestly would make them and then I just wouldn't look at them at all for the rest of the year, and then I'd figure out actually December time of the end of that year that, oh wait, I actually had a New Year's resolution, and then I'd just not have anything completed or done. So this year, I told myself, I was like, you know what, I'm just not going to do a New Year's resolution. I just can't do it because I just don't stick to it. But then I realised what the issues with my previous New Year's resolutions was I created them and then I put them in places where I just wasn't going to look at them. I have so many notes and folders on my phone, I wasn't going to just refer to it all the time. So what I needed to do was find a system where it would be something that I look at a lot, perhaps every week, but also I needed a system that held myself accountable where I'll check in with myself, and I didn't have that. So for next year, for 2022, I am doing things a little bit differently. One thing that I am going to continue doing is I'm going to do an annual review. So Ali Abdaal talks about this on his channel. He did a video, I think sometime last year, where he talks about his annual review, and it's a template on Notion that you can duplicate for your own. I'll put a description in the link below. And it's basically a document that goes through all these different questions that allows you to reflect on the year. Now, I forgot I made mine for 2020, but I did make one for 2020. And I looked at it recently, and albeit I didn't look at that whole review for the whole year because again, it was filed away and I just didn't have a chance to look at it for the whole year and I completely forgot it existed. When I saw it again and I was reminded of it and I read through all my answers, it really was nice to read because I was so different. Even though it was a space of a year, my goals were different. What I was grateful for was different, all my achievements were different. It was really nice to see. For example, one of my achievements for that year was I'd reached 2,000 followers on Instagram, and it was really nice to see the level of progress that now I'm ending the year with nearly, I think, 6,000 or whatever. So it was really, really great progress, and it was really nice to reflect. So one thing I'm going to continue doing is that annual review that Ali Abdaal mentions. So I'm going to do my 2021 annual review very soon. But in terms of something that is a lot more present and allows me to view things a lot more often, I have decided to do two things. So firstly, I saw a TikTok about this. It's posted from one of my favourite TikTokers. Her name's Yasmin, but I've seen quite a few TikToks after her one about using this particular software, and it's called XMind. XMind is a software that allows you to create mind maps or timelines or graphs, and it's really, really simple to make. I would do a tutorial on how to use it, but honestly I found it really intuitive. If you've got any questions about how to use it, please do let me know. I'll provide a link again in the video description, and it's free to use. You can pay for premium, but I didn't pay for that, and you get some free skeleton templates that you can use as well, and I found that more than sufficient. So I used XMind and I created a bit of a roadmap for myself. I'll put an example up on the screen, but I've blocked some of the things in there because I am moving silent, like the G in lasagna. I'm really, really proud of that line, I'm not gonna lie, and if you follow me on Instagram, and in my Instagram story, you would have seen me say the exact same thing, but I don't care. I'm using the same joke twice because I'm proud of it. I used XMind and I basically created a bit of a roadmap for myself that was split in loads of different sections like health and finance and career, business, mindset, glow up, all these different sections. So feel free to use that as well if you want. And then I had really practical goals inside each one. So it wasn't so much as for example, I want to get a 6-pack at the end of the year. It was more so the process of how to actually get to that. So for example, one of it is go to the gym 3 times a week. And I think that's more of an effective New Year's resolution for me. So before, my New Year's resolutions used to be literally things like get a fatter ass, get a 6-pack, all these different things, but it didn't really kind of talk about the process of how to get there. And I think that's where reading Atomic Habits by James Clear really put into perspective that you can set goals, but if you don't kind of plan how you're going to go about achieving that goal. It's more like a wish rather than a goal. So I think what I've been focusing more on in this New Year's resolution is building really, really strong habits. And I'd say this year I've built some strong habits, but I've also built some really kind of bad ones as well. I've been really consistent with my channel, and everyone thinks that, you know, like I work so hard, and I do work really hard, but I've become so much of a workaholic that sometimes I forget to do self-care. Sometimes I forget to do all these different important things like managing my finances and all these different things, and I want to do that more this year. And I want to build more healthy habits that are more sustaining rather than me just working and getting burnt out. So I created the roadmap, and what I wanted was it to be present, something that I look at pretty much every day. So I thought that I'd make it my desktop wallpaper, and I think that's something that, you know, I'm on my laptop every day. It will be the first thing I see, and it's pretty much unmissable. So what I did was I exported the XMind roadmap, and I exported it with a transparent background. It does have the watermark on it, but what I did on Canva was try and like get little squares that blended in with the background to just try and hide bits of the watermark. And I found this really nice kind of wallpaper background that you can find on Canva. You can find loads of different templates. Just put the roadmap on top of that, designed it a little bit. The second thing that I really want to focus on, and that I was missing from my previous kind of years of New Year's resolutions, was accountability. How do I check in with myself? So what I've done is really simple, is I am going to do quarterly check-ins with myself. So every quarter I have diarised in my calendar that I will be checking in with my roadmap, crossing out anything that's already been achieved. Hopefully it would be great if things are achieved early in the year, and replacing it with new goals that I can do for the rest of the year. So of course priorities change throughout the year. We all know that things don't stay constant, things can change any minute. So if things do change, I'm able to adapt to that, and I rearrange my goals accordingly. So that's all the things that I've done to make myself ready for the new year. And it literally took me one evening to just sort out, and I feel a lot more kind of clear-headed. I had a lot of, I guess, worries about wanting to be that girl for the new year, and you know, I'm really, really excited to see how I get going. So yeah, hopefully that's everything. I think this is like a short and sweet video, but it was meant to be a short and sweet video, but I ended up rambling for so long. I hope you've all had a really lovely Christmas break and an absolutely amazing new year. Thank you again for all of your support, and I cannot thank you all enough for all the support and love you give me. Honestly, it makes my heart really, really warm. Have a great new year. Feel free to message if you've got any questions. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.